in my today's lecture on subject structure analysis under the topic of kinematic indeterminacy. So, first of all I would like to tell you what is the structure. So, structure in a simple language we can call it it is an arrangement made to serve the specific purpose, to serve the specific purpose. For example, if we are constructing flyovers, then we need to if we are constructing the flyover, then it is serving a specific purpose. Cable bridges, highways, construction of highway, construction of buildings, cables, beams, trusses, all these will be structure. Why structure? Because they are made for to serve some specific purpose. Okay. These are civil engineering structures, but the definition of structure is in general. It can apply anywhere. It can apply anywhere. Let us come to our today's topic, kinematic indeterminacy. Kinematic indeterminacy in simple language, it is total degree of freedom of all the joints present in the structure. What mean to say? Suppose in this frame, in this building frame, we have joints 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total joints we have total 8 joints, and out of these 8 joints, joint 1, joint 7 and joint 8, they are supported, 1 as fixed, 2 as roller and 8 as hinge. That is why this joint joint number 1 will not have any degree of motion, because it is fixed. Joint number 7 can move in horizontal direction due to its roller support, and it can also rotate either is in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Joint number 8, it can rotate, it can only rotate, because no any horizontal, no any vertical movement is possible at joint 8. Okay. So, it has total degree of freedom 1, joint 7 2, joint 1 0. What about other joints? Joint number 2, it can move in horizontal, in vertical as well rotation. So, 3 degree of freedom. Similarly, this joint number 3 will have 3 degree of freedom, joint 4 3, joint 5 3, joint 6 3. So, total degree of freedom in this case will be how much? 0, 0 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3, okay, plus 1 plus 3, means 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 15, total 18 degree of freedom, total degree 18 degree of freedom. So, this 18 degree of freedom will be called as kinematic indeterminacy, Ki will be called as kinematic indeterminacy, and this kinematic indeterminacy at every joint is shown in this figure. Okay. 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 12 here, 3, 15, 1, 16, 17, 18, 18 degree of freedom. Okay. So, this is simple reasoning. However, we will at the last we will derive expression to calculate the kinematic indeterminacy, but prior to derive the expression we need to know the effects of internal hinge in degree of freedom. So, the presence of internal hinge in any form, either in between the member or at the joint, they increases the degree of freedom. Why they are increasing? Because internal hinge are the arrangement like this. Okay. This one, this is the internal hinge. Okay. These are pin jointed. So, this joint can be rotated in this direction, rotation is theta here. This is the internal hinge. So, it is adding the degree of freedom due to this type of joint is going to increase the kinematic indeterminacy. How much kinematic indeterminacy will be increased? It can be calculated by simple formula. If we have two dimensional structure, then the degree of freedom can be calculated r dash is equal to m dash minus 1. What is m dash? M dash is the number of members joining at the internal hinge. At the internal hinge, at this one internal hinge, two members are connected. So, m dash value here will be 2. So, the additional degree of freedom due to this joint, it is m dash minus 1, means 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. Okay. And joint in a space has 3 degree of freedom. So, total degree of freedom due to this arrangement, it will be 3 plus 1 is equal to 4 in 2D, in 2 dimensional structure. In case of 3 dimensional structure, this member hinge will add total 9 degree of freedom, How? Because the expression m dash minus 1 multiplied by 3. So, 3 times of 2 minus 1 means 3, and since individual joint in 3 dimension can have 3 degree of freedom. So, 3 plus 6 means total 9 degree of freedom. Okay. Here total number of members connected at this internal hinge 1, 2, 3, 4. So, total degree of freedom, additional degree of freedom, here it is r dash. If I am writing it by r dash, though r dash will be here 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. So, the sum of r dash will be, in this case 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. 4 degree of freedom will be added. Considering this as a joint. Let us consider force member releases. If within the structure any type of force member like internal hinge, like this one shear release, like slider, if any type of force release members are present, then definitely we kinematic indeterminacy will be added, additional kinematic indeterminacy will be there, and I am writing it as sum of r dash, sum of r dash. For this, okay, internal hinge, okay, that has been discussed, in previous slide. Okay, this there is additional equilibrium equation. Okay, additional equilibrium equation. What is the meaning of additional equilibrium equation? Actually, that will be used in static indeterminacy. That's why I am discussing over here. Okay, it is a common in both static and kinematic indeterminacy. In this case, okay, in this case, since if member hinge is here, then its deflected shape will be here. So, this angle is theta. So, the bending moment here, it is what? It is 0 for left part, for right part, for both it is 0, it is 0. So, it is the additional equilibrium equation, it is the additional providing internal hinge also gives the additional equilibrium equation, and this value is m dash minus 1, this value is m dash minus 1 additional equation as in previous case. Okay. This one arrangement, a roller in between the member like this, if we have this type of arrangement, okay, this one, this is the same example. Then we have additional two equilibrium equation, one is moment, it is free to rotate, members are free to rotate, and it can move in this direction, it is free to move in horizontal direction, In this case, additional equilibrium equation is 1 and it is free to move in this direction. In this case, it is free to move in this direction, depending upon the condition of the forces, it is free to move. So, the kinematic indeterminacy is increasing and they are also giving some additional equations. Okay. Next, effect of inextensible member. What I want to tell you, suppose this is point A, this is B, this is C, this is D. If we are applying some horizontal force, then it is going to deflect, This deflection and this deflection. Suppose this is delta y and suppose this is delta x. Since this point B is at point B dash and this joint C is here at point C dash. Okay. Suppose member AB, member BC and member CD, they are inextensible, means their length is not going to change, when load is acting at point B, means axial deformation is neglected. If axial deformation is neglected, then this vertical component and horizontal component will be same here also, delta y and this is delta x, this one component. this one component. That is why this angle, if this angle is theta 1, if this angle is theta 2, then this one angle will also be theta 2, this one angle will be theta 1, and theta 1 is equal to theta 2 is equal to, it will have the same value, theta 1 and theta 2 value will be same if the length of the member is not going to change. Therefore, we can conclude it as, prior to neglecting axial deformation, joint B can have degree of freedom in all, in this 3 direction. Suppose delta x 1, delta y 1 and theta 1. Here delta x 2, delta y 2 and theta 2. Rotation. So, if we are neglecting the horizontal axial deformation, then value of delta y 1 equals to delta y 2 and delta x 1 equal to delta x 2 and theta 1 equals to theta 2. What? Therefore, the effective degree of freedom will be only 3. Effective degree of freedom will be only 3. What is? Delta x, delta y and theta, okay, at these 2 points, because if we know value of theta 1, then theta 2 can be known to us. If rotation at point B is known to us, then it is known for point C also. If we know the value of vertical displacement of this point, then the vertical displacement of C is also known to us due to same value. So, degree of freedom will be reduced, degree of freedom will be reduced. So, the final degree of freedom in this case it will be 3 here, 3 plus 1 plus 1 means 3 plus 1 plus 1, total degree of freedom 5, kinematic indeterminacy 5. But prior to that, the degree of freedom was 3 here 6, 1 here 6 plus 2 8. So, the effect of neglecting axial deformation is to reduce the kinematic indeterminacy. Now, let us talk about degree of freedom per joint. Degree of freedom per joint in case of frame and beam for 2 dimension, it is 3. What are those? That has been taken up: horizontal delta x, delta y and theta. In case of space 3 dimension, it is delta x, delta y, delta z, 3 axial deformation and rotation in all 3. So, total degree of freedom of a joint in case of either frame or beam, it is 6, it is 6. In case of truss, in case of truss, in case of truss, in case of truss, degree of freedom in 2D it will have only 2. Why 2? Because no one joint, all the joint are considered as pin supported and forces can act at the joint only. There is no any bending. So, only axial and vertical in case of 2 dimension. In case of 3 dimension, it is only 3. It is only 3. Now, we can derive the expression for kinematic indeterminacy. Kinematic indeterminacy can be written by this expression. What is this? Dk means kinematic indeterminacy, degree of kinematic indeterminacy dk. This is kinematic indeterminacy ki. You can write ki. It is j. J stands for number of joint multiplied by degree of freedom per joint, that depends upon the type of the structure. That depends upon the type of the structure. If it is frame, in case of 2D, then it will be 3. If it is truss, in case of 3D, it is 3. So, the degree of freedom per joint will be dependent upon the type of the structure. So, multiply every joint by total degree of freedom per joint, then it gives you the total degree of freedom of the joint. Total degree of freedom of the joint. The next one thing is capital R. What is R? R is the total number of restraints. Total number of restraints. Restraints. What are restraints? Restraints are the support reactions present in the structure. Total number of support reactions present in the structure. Okay. Suppose this is the truss, then what will be the value of R in this case? In this case, vertical reaction, horizontal reaction. Why vertical and horizontal? Because this hinge will not permit to move this truss in vertical direction and as well horizontal direction. So, value of R at this support it is 2, and here roller, since the roller support. So, the vertical restraint will be here. So, the value of R in this case it is 2 plus 1 is equal to 3, is equal to 3. Total number of restraint can be calculated. Okay. In case of hinge it is 2, in case of roller it is 3, in case of fixed it is 3, in case of 2D, in case of 3D it will be 6, in case of 3D it will be 1, 3D also roller support will have 1, in hinge support it will be 3. Okay. So, this is the total number of restraints, total number of restraints. What is this value? Sum of R dash. I have told you that due to presence of internal hinge, kinematic indeterminacy is going to increase, that is why plus sign has been taken. Okay. And here this is negative for restraint, because kinematic indeterminacy is going to restrained by the support reaction, that is why minus sign has been taken, here plus sign is taken, and R dash, R double dash is it is due to additional kinematic indeterminacy due to member release forces, what we have discussed in previous slide, and minus m double dash, actually I used m dash only. Okay. R is equal to m dash minus 1, for plane, and for 3D 3 times of m dash minus 1. So, m dash. So, this is the general expression, Let us solve, let us calculate the kinematic indeterminacy in these two cases. First one is truss, second one is a beam. So, number of joint in this case, how many number of joint are here? Joint 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 number of joints are here. J is 5, number of and degree of freedom per joint, degree of freedom per joint. This is truss, this is example of truss, and this truss is the case of 2D. So, the value of degree of freedom per joint will be 2. Okay. Value of R, restraint, total restraint, what will be? 2 here, 2 for 1, 2 for 2 and 2 for joint number 3. So, 2 plus 2 that is 6. Okay. Value of R dash, sum of R dash, here it will be 0 because no internal hinge are here. Value of sum R dash, R double dash is equal to 0 because no member releases here, and we are not going to consider inextensibility, means axial deformation. So, m dash value is 0. So, using the expression given in previous slide, we can have the kinematic indeterminacy as 2 times of 5 minus 6 minus 0 minus 0 minus 0, that is 10 minus 6, that is 4, that is 4 kinematic indeterminacy. In this case, similar procedure will be applied here. Number of joint, let us count the number of joint. Joint number 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 joints are here. So, j is equal to 4, and in this case degree of freedom per joint will be how much? Here it will be taken as 3. In previous case it was 2. Okay. Both are in 2D case, both are 2D case, but the structure is different. In previous case, in this case truss, and in this case beam is here. So, degree of freedom per joint is 3, and capital R, total restraints. So, 2 will be here, 2 plus 1 plus 3 means 2 plus 1 plus 3, total is 6. Okay. And sum of R dash, additional degree of freedom due to internal hinge. In this structure at node number 2 we have internal hinge, and here value of m dash is 2. So, R dash at this joint will be 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So, R dash is 1, and sum of R double dash will be how much? Will be 0. Why 0? Because we have only 1, because we do not have any force release member. So, the kinematic indeterminacy is 3 times of 4 minus 6 plus 1, 12 minus 6 plus 1, that is 7. Okay. That is 7. If this is kinematic indeterminacy considering all the axial deformation, if we are going to neglect the axial deformation, then what will be the kinematic indeterminacy? Kinematic indeterminacy in case of inextensible, or you can say without axial deformation, it will be inextensible. I am writing it as inextensible. So, this will number of member will be subtracted. Number of member, 1 member here, 2 member here. So, 5 minus 7 minus 2, that will equals to be 5. So, the member. So, if the members are inextensible, then 5, then the kinematic indeterminacy is going to decrease by 2, that will be 5. So, in next lecture we will solve few questions in finding kinematic indeterminacy. Thank you all.